we ended up building so many tools and automations in-house that solved our own problem as we tried scaling our agency. With AI and the system we built, it can send proactive alerts to people when maybe they're not getting enough reviews to actually have a chance to rank higher. We built this tool that can try to get to the bottom of why a profile isn't ranking. It's really designed to be the world's best Google Business Profile Manager.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Level Up Your SaaS channel, your go-to hub for agencies and SaaS enthusiasts. If you're a marketer, agency, or entrepreneur looking for powerful tools, fresh ideas, and unfiltered hot takes, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive deep into GoHighLevel, one of my favorite platforms, along with partner interviews, new software releases, and expert insights to help you scale faster. As a longtime GoHighLevel user and affiliate, I bring you the inside scoop on what's working right now. Plus, when you sign up for GoHighLevel through us at no extra cost to you, you'll unlock exclusive bonuses designed to help you scale faster. Check them out at levelupyoursaas.com. What you'll learn here is how to use GoHighLevel to grow and automate your business, exclusive partner interviews and software demos, insider news, strategies, and tips to help scale your agency, and live case studies, real-world examples, and expert insights. Whether you're just starting out or ready to take your agency to the next level, we've got you covered. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Welcome to the Level Up Your SaaS channel and Facebook group. My name is Jenna Lettingham. If we haven't met yet, we talk all things SaaS and agency life here. And today we have Justin here from Merchant and now Paige. I'm very excited to reveal all this to you guys today and show you what results I've gotten in just a short month of using it. So I've just been very thrilled on just seeing the before and after of what it's done for one of the businesses that I've trialed it out on. And now I'm implementing it on a couple more this week. So I'm very excited to show everybody else this. And yeah, I'd love to see everybody else having more success with their local SEO for their clients. So without further ado, here's Justin.
Hi, everyone. And Jenna, thanks so much. I'm glad you're having great results.
If you could talk about your background and a little bit about like why you created Paige and
Sure,
what it
yeah.
does
So,
for agencies.
so I started Merchant back in 2019 as a way to help small business owners compete with larger enterprises. And I was looking for ways that really small businesses had an unfair advantage when it came to marketing because the large businesses of the world can always outspend mom and pop shops. And so when I realized that Google Maps was one of those areas where large brands really can't compete, and Google is actually great at protecting small businesses in this arena, I thought, okay, there's something really interesting there. And so the business ended up being a white label Google Business Profile, or at the time, GMB management service that found it footing with agencies in the US because we offered a US based, fully hands off service for them that they could offer to their clients. And because it was US based and it's all we focused on, like we didn't get distracted with ads or website SEO or anything else, we were able to always hit our deadlines and have really highly polished work and solved a lot of the pain points that agencies would typically have when outsourcing their work overseas, not to mention like language barriers and time zone conflicts. And so Merchant really found its product market fit the first time as that high quality GMB management service. And we managed thousands of profiles on behalf of hundreds of marketing agencies in the last 4 years or so. And then as that service started growing, we needed to build all of these like internal automations to support the growth because it's really hard to offer a managed manual service out of the US and keep the price down. And so we ended up building so many tools and automations in-house that solved our own problem as we tried scaling our agency. And eventually, once AI became more accessible, we decided, you know what, let's turn our own operating system into a public facing one that agencies can sign up for and basically take all of the IP that we built over years of scaling our service and just make it available through a subscription to agencies. And that was the advent of Paige. And the name came from, we have this really great person on our team. And my thought was, okay, if we had, 1,000 of her, what would this look like? And that is what Paige is. And Paige, when it was released in April of 2024, it could do about 70% of what our managed service did. 6 months later, Paige can do significantly more than our managed team was able to do in terms of like workload and customization for clients. And the results have just been phenomenal, and agency owners really love it. So I think that's why we've been really successful. It's because we made a product to serve our own needs. And as a pretty big needer of that type of service, we knew what all the pain points were.
Very cool. I love it. And you guys are still doing that to this day, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Even today, we have a managed service for agencies where they don't want to even have to log into an application to manage their clients or automate it. They can have our team basically run that on their behalf.
Very cool. Let's talk a little bit now about what Page does.
Our philosophy for ranking Google profiles is that you need to be playing with all of Google's toys. And if you play with Google's toys, they're going to reward you with higher rankings. And so Page can do just about everything that you can do manually on a profile, whether that's uploading images to the profile instead of doing it all in bulk every 6 months. Instead, you give them the Page will drip them onto the profile every couple of days. If you're optimizing them for your keywords, for posting, Page can write the post, schedule it, and publish it all on its own. I might say her own, its own. I still haven't figured out where I stand on calling it a her. So Page can fully automate posting. Page can ask questions on the profile and then answer them. And because Page reads over every business's website, it knows everything about the business, all of the details, what they offer, what they don't, pricing, how the business wants them to get in touch. And so all the content that's writing is like hyper specific to the business. It's not like generic AI nonsense. I think that's one of the really important things that helps us stand apart. What else can Page do? Page can help you get SEO optimized reviews from your customers in automated ways. It can suggest replies to those reviews, or it can just reply on your behalf. Page can now also build and optimize citations, and we do that in a really cool way. Whereas if you're used to the legacy citation platforms out there,
Yeah, let's talk about
you have
how
to,
it
you have,
differs from Yext.
yeah, sure. With Yext and all other citation tools, you need to either fill out a form or fill out like an application that talks about the business's address, the logo, the phone number, the website, the services list, the description. You have to fill out this entire profile. And then they take that and then they send it to all these directories and the directories update it. And then let's say that your client needs to change their phone number or their logo or their hours. The change needs to be made inside that citation tool or it breaks the citations everywhere. And we thought that was just backwards. So we did something a little different because Page is already integrated with the Google business profile and we've optimized that profile. When you turn on citations inside Page, it actually pulls all of that optimized information that we have for the business and then sends it to all these other directories. And then as changes are made to the Google profile itself, we then send all of those changes to all the connected directories. And so it makes Google the source of truth instead of this platform that you probably don't want to log into and your clients will never remember to log into. So I'm very pleased with how that product came out.
Very cool. So if you do update or change things in Page, it auto updates.
Yeah, it spots the
And
change and then sends it everywhere.
oh, that's so cool. I know there's certain speculation out there that if you stop paying for Yext, citations sometimes go away. Can you speak to that?
Ours don't go away, but they will start to decay. Like anything that's online, eventually it becomes out of date, obsolete. And if the directories after, I don't know, 6 months, a year, think that it's no longer valid, they might remove it. But we don't do anything that gets it removed. Basically, we just stop updating it.
Okay, cool. Can you show us behind the scenes or do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, sure. I can share my screen.
And if
I
anybody
should
has
mention
any
also that
questions, feel free to drop them in the chat as we go along.
also one of the powerful features has to do with reporting
Oh, yes. I
and
love your
how
guys' reporting feature.
I'll show that for sure. All right. So we are in an account that manages 4 locations, but you can manage however many accounts or clients you have in a single page dashboard. And you're going to see the work being done for all of them next to each other. So it's all in one place. What you're going to see when you log in is the recent activities that happened. So we can see this post was published for this business 1 day ago, 4 hours ago, it uploaded this image, and so on. You can see tasks that you might need to do, like approving posts if you have the approval settings on. But as you'll see in a bit, you actually don't need to approve anything. You can have Page just auto post once you become comfortable with it. Let's talk about the automations. You can automate uploading images to your profile, publishing posts, getting reviews and replying to them, asking questions and answering them, and then also the client management side of things. And I love this alert feature because as we were scaling out that managed service, the ability to make every client feel like they're like your most important client went out the window because you just can't really focus on that many people. Whereas with AI and the system we built, it can send proactive alerts to people when maybe they're not getting enough reviews to actually have a chance to rank higher, or they're running low on images, or they need to approve content. And so Paige can really be like the best account manager you've ever hired because it knows everything that's happening on all profiles and can send out these proactive alerts. And then another thing that we added not too long ago is this weekly summary of automations. And this is an email that'll go out once a week to your client, or you can have it go to you first if you want. And it'll break down all of the items that it completed in the past 7 days and what it's planning on doing in the next 7 days so that you can show them like a lot is being done for what they're paying you for. SEO is such a
Mhm.
black box. Business owners hate that it's a black box, and we're really trying to change that and just be transparent about what's happening. And after putting out this feature, we've seen the churn from our agency users go down significantly.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I'll just breeze over some of the highlights. So one, you can train Page. So you might have concerns that Page isn't writing in the style that your client wants, or maybe it's a nuanced kind of business, or your client has certain requests. What you can do is put those requests or notes in here as training notes, and Page will follow them. So, for example, we're telling it that its post should mention Page and that it should end with a call to action to get a free GMB ranking audit. And so that way it's going to write whatever it wants to write about, but it's going to make sure to include these elements that we asked. You can also train for review replies, Q&As, and image generation. So for like review replies, an example here is talking to casual 10th grader way. And if someone calls Profile Pro, which is one of our products, 2 words, just correct it by putting it as 1 word instead. So really you can train this to do exactly what your client or you want it to do.
Love
And then
that.
there's this concept of there's this concept of trust Page. So a lot of people don't know the optimal frequency to add a post or upload an image or ask a question. And so we have this trust Page feature, which allows our data to determine the optimal frequency to do everything. And so if you have this selected over time, we'll change the frequency to match whatever we believe is the optimal rate of doing it. But if you're an agency and you're selling set packages, let's say one post every day, what you could do is say post once every day or once every 4, 7, or whatever you want to do. You can also choose if you want to brand the images. So put their logo on it with a call to action. So this would just be one with an image and text. And you can see here it followed my instructions to end with a call to action to get a free audit. Down here, you can see the call to action or sorry, the branding. So the logo and the call to action was added to these ones. And you can use AI to create images if you were the client, don't provide any, or it can use images if you upload them. You can also now send posts to Facebook and in the next couple of days, Instagram as well. And so if you want these Google business posts to also go to your social medias, your clients, you can now do that. And also, do you want to publish reviews as posts from time to time? So the last style that we offer can be found here. So we'll take an image from the business, overlay a 5-star Google review on top of it, and then use this as the content for a post. And you could do this every 5 posts currently if you have this enabled. Okay. And you can also modify all of this if you want. So you have complete control over the call to action, the image being used, the date it's going to be scheduled on, and so on. Reporting super easy. You just say how often you want it to come out and who you want it sent to. And then you can choose how you want Page to manage different star ratings. Over on the reviews tab, we have this really useful link. That's a feature that we have called suggested reviews. And if you have it enabled, what happens when you get to the page and you say that it was excellent or good, Page is going to ask what you like the most. And you can say creativity or whatever options the business wants, or it can just come up with random ones based on the type of business. It'll come up with an SEO optimized review that mentions the business's keywords that they're trying to rank for, so that all that their customer needs to do is click this button and it'll bring them to that leave a review box on Google so they can just paste it. And it's a really easy way to get SEO optimized reviews. I should also mention Page is 100% white label. So we have a brand called Rank and Morty that we use for this example. And you can see it's on a different domain. It's called Rank and Morty up here, their logo, their color scheme. And when you get inside of it, everything is branded as theirs, their color scheme. and so on, even to the point where instead of it saying like trust page and train page, it'll say train rank and Morty or trust rank and Morty. So the whole thing gets white labeled for your agency. Okay, report. Let's touch on these because these are fan favorites. When you get in here, you're first going to see the analytics from Google. So things like their search views and the maps views, and you can change the frequency or the period around if you want. The call clicks, website clicks, business direction requests. And then this one's really cool. This shows the completed actions so that on the report itself, your client can say, oh, wow, they did a lot of stuff in the last 2 weeks or in the last month or whatever the reporting period is. And then down here, we're going to see the heat maps for each of the target keywords that the business is trying to rank for. So we always do before and after. And then this can get sent directly to your clients so that you don't even need to get involved. And so if you picked them on so far, you can see it's really designed to be like set and forget, where you set it up and then you don't really have to log in and do anything ever again. Unless you don't really trust AI, then you can go in and approve stuff. Getting over to the citations piece here, it's showing all the different citations that it's built. And it's really, like I mentioned, it's just a one-click setup process to get live with citations. So let's look at the business stuff for a second. If I click on view details on a business, we can see the settings that we put under the hood during the onboarding flow, saying what we want to optimize. So in this case, Cincinnati, Chile, restaurant, Chile, and their important cities is Orlando. We can see the tracking area, which is what all the heat maps for rank results will come off of. And then you can see the training page notes here. But a really useful thing we built is this profile optimization screen. And so let's say you have a client and they're just not ranking fast enough and they're asking you, hey, why am I not ranking? And you're scratching your head. So we built this tool that can try to get to the bottom of why a profile isn't ranking. What it will do is look at the past year's worth of data and show you what they've been doing well and not well. And so these will show up dynamically based on their previous actions. So you can see that in the past 3 months, they failed to get at least 4 new reviews per month. Their overall rating is a 4.3 out of 5. It should be a 4.6 or higher if they want to be in the top 3. And they haven't posted at all in the past 90 days. They don't have at least 12 questions yet. 0% of their reviews have keywords in them. In the past 90 days, their average Google rating is a 1 out of 5. This is going to be a huge killer for being able to rank short term. And then also there are some overdue tasks. And so we built this dashboard as a way to answer the question of the inevitable, where some clients will just be slower to rank than others. And this really gives you those insights to figure out why. And then also while we're here, usually you'd go through this during the onboarding flow, but Paige also helps you do the one-off Google business profile optimization as well. So it'll go through all the areas of the profile and suggest changes based on the keywords you want to target. So here it says, this is your current description. Here's one that uses your keywords that you should change to. And everything in Paige, there's no copying and pasting. It's integrated directly with Google. So if you say approve here, it's going straight onto your Google profile. Next, if you're a business that supports services, it's going to show you new services to add to your profile and then write all the service descriptions for any that don't have one. Here it's going to show reviews that might be against Google's terms and conditions that you might be able to flag for various reasons. So you have them taken down. And also a Paige in the background will flag all of your reviews that are bad with Google.
It does that
Here
automatically?
Yep, that's right.
Oh,
The
interesting.
more people that do it, the better. Yeah, it helps if you do it also, but yeah, Paige will also flag these. It'll show up to the last 5 reviews that you haven't replied to yet, and you can see Paige already took a stab at replying to them, and you can just approve them if you're happy with those replies, or you can approve them all. And if you had any questions that you haven't answered yet on your profile, it'll try to answer them for you. And so I went through that very quickly, but that's effectively Paige. It's really designed to be the world's best Google Business Profile Manager.
Yeah, and hats off to what you all have built. I think it's been really cool. And then can you also speak real quick, because I know there's a couple of questions in the chat about citations again. How quantity wise, where does it line up with like how many Yext is doing versus what you all have?
Yeah, so Yext will always be the king when it comes to number of citations. I think the only one that business might care about that we don't have that Yext does have is Yahoo, just because they're exclusive with Yahoo. But aside from that, we connect with, I think it's 42 or 46 directories now. And that list is going to vary based on the type of business you are and if you have an address. just because not all directories support all businesses. That's the same with any citation provider.
And let's go and talk about pricing a little bit. So you guys can sign up at leadgenautomations.com/page, and you guys provide a 3-day trial. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we do a 3-day, $1 trial. And some people say 3 days isn't enough to see it all, but hopefully you'll agree within the first like 15 minutes what it's like. And then after that, Page is $99 a month per GMB that it's managing. That includes all the software except for citations, which I'll get into in a second. And then it's prorated by the second. And so let's say that you have 3 clients on there and one of them cancels a day after you just paid us for their next month. If you cancel them in Page, you'll get credited back that unused time towards your next invoice. And so we also tried to remove that fear of, did I just pay for something that I don't actually need because my client's not paying me anymore?
Oh,
So we do that. And then for citations, we charge, if you join our partner program, which comes with a bunch of other perks, it's $20 a month per business that you're using it for. Otherwise, it's $40 a month. But if you are using it for, I think, 5 or more locations, it just makes sense to join the partner program.
yeah. Love that. That's super cool. So what all does the partner program come with?
The partner program has a bunch of different perks, and a lot of people value different things. So it's a set of sales and marketing resources and tools to help you grow. And first, we share 10,000 leads every month. So we'll find a niche in the US and we'll share that list of contacts or businesses with all partners so that they don't need to spend the money themselves doing list building. Next is you get certain discounts on the pricing, basically on the a la carte tools, meaning our citation builder and review tool, you get 50% off. You
What
get $100
which
in.
review tool are you talking about?
Yeah. So if you wanted to only use the review management features of Page, you can sign up a business for that just a la carte.
Oh,
And so,
okay. What's the
yeah,
pricing for
so
that?
partners get that for $25 a month per client. And that includes all the automation and the links and all the reporting and the reminders. Whereas if you're not a partner, it's 50. Um,
You said 25 if you are a partner?
yep.
Okay, and is the same link for signing up?
It's the same link that works. Basically, when you pick the business to onboard, you'll just hit the drop down from Page to reviews only.
Okay.
Or if you're adding a business, it'll ask you if you want Page or reviews or citations.
Okay.
Yep. We give $100 in heat map audit credit. So we also have a heat map audit tool that we built that basically you can put in the name of like business that you're trying to sell to, and it'll tell you how well they're currently ranking. So we give everybody out there that just wants to use us 5 free keyword audits every month. But as a partner, you get up to 100. And this is what it looks like. Basically, you put in the keyword and then it spits out a heat map audit that you can send to your lead. So $100 in credits to that every month. We also can help you with any like GVP or SEO related questions you have. You can hit our core team up and we'll just help you through whatever weird thing you're going through with Google. We have training materials. So like sales market, like things that will help you figure out how to price it, how to get clients, what kind of clients are the best, how to keep your clients for as long as possible, things like that. We also have courses in our community. We also give $100 in GVP audit lead magnet credits. On our website, you'll see there's this audit your VMB, VMB audit buttons all throughout our website. And basically, you can white label this tool that allows people on your website to do an audit of their own Google profile so they can see what's good and what's not, so that you can then follow up with them and try to sell them on your service. So that's a really good lead gen tool. You get access to our partner hangouts. It's a bi-weekly hangout where a bunch of agency owners hop on a call and we talk about things going on in the SEO world and what we're working on here. So you can keep in mind for your client conversations because we're just constantly putting out new features that you can offer. Sales and marketing materials, and then also partner community access. So we have a school community we only launched that a couple months ago. We're up to, I think, around 120 odd agencies in it now. And that's where you can just ask questions and get help from other agency owners.
Do you have any white label videos in the partner program for the sales
We
and
do have, yeah, we do have one where we can put an agency's logo on it.
Oh,
It's kind of
perfect.
positioned. Yeah, yeah. So any partner can request that.
Awesome. Okay, and then there was a question in the chat about, is this a good tool for service-based business locations versus if they have an address?
Yeah, about 30% of our users are service area businesses, and it works just fine for them. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, the only time that I would say they're going to have a harder time to rank is if they're in an industry where everyone else has an address and they don't. But if you're like a lawn care business and nobody has an address, then you're all on level playing field.
And is there anyone else who you'd say Pages probably isn't for? I would probably off the top of my head think of like coaches.
Any e-commerce business, of course, they're like they might have a Google profile, but I would really stick to people that can get like a tangible return on their investment. We built it thinking like, what's the hardest type of business to rank? And that's realtors and mortgage brokers in our experience. And so we built it to be able to handle that difficulty. I wouldn't even say that it's not good for them. It would really be like businesses that are very bespoke and there's not many people in their area searching for their type of business. So one example that comes to mind actually is like stock compliance advisors, because how many people are really looking for a stock compliance advisor in their city? Like, it's not many. So it's gonna be very hard for them, and they can't take on that many clients. So it's just hard for them to get the ROI.
I
Bespoke
wouldn't
advice
even know what
coaches.
that was a year ago. I today know what that is, but a year ago I wouldn't have even known what that was. That is just such a very niche thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to share with everybody just some, and I'll pull it up here, but results that my clients have gotten. So I named mine Jenny. So I thought that was fun. So instead of Paige, mine is called Jenny. And it's really cool because it also links with the email address that you have associated with your Google business profile. I can just log in really simply. Bethany, no, this is not within high level, but you can add it as a custom menu link for the login page. For example, Bethany, I'll share my screen here and then show you what I mean. So within Page, this is like the login screen for me. So you can iframe this. Is that correct, Justin? I haven't actually tried it, but somebody else told me that you could.
Yeah, I've heard from a handful of agencies that they iframe that inside GHL.
Yeah. From here, I'm just adding it as an me particularly add-on service right now. I'm doing it like for them as I try to beta test this for myself while I'm getting results. Then eventually I totally could see this being done as a complete SaaS where they log in, they approve it, and you could totally sell this either as done for you service or do it yourself SaaS option. And I know a couple people doing it that way. Their customers are doing it all themselves. They're approving everything, training the AI, etc. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys one of these reports here. This is the one from last month. I was just so impressed by these ranking reports over just 1 month. I was pretty floored actually. The before and after is just, it was really exciting to me and my client. Obviously, they're not all 100% there, but for just 1 month of doing several things, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Not only did like she see success, but the simplicity of it and how it did everything pretty much for us was really phenomenal. So I'm very impressed and I like what you did, Justin. If you have any questions, let us know and Justin or I can get to them. Thanks everybody for joining us and we'll see you on the next episode of the Level Up Your SaaS channel. Thanks, Justin. That's it for today's video. I hope you found this helpful and some actionable insights to grow your business. But we're just getting started. If you want more tips, tools, and strategies to scale your business and marketing, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, and drop a comment below. I'd sure love to hear your thoughts or answer any questions. If you're ready to take your agency to the next level, be sure to head on over to our site, levelupyoursaas.com. We've got everything you need to grow, automate, and scale. Ready to get started with high level or upgrade? I've got all the links below for you. Just a quick reminder, I'm a high level affiliate, not an employee. And I only recommend it because I use it every day in my business. Signing up through my link costs you nothing extra, but you'll get the exclusive tools, training, and courses to help you succeed. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.